Sylvia from Vintage Kitchen Vixen, where I share tips for simple living, creating memorable gatherings, and preparing wholesome and traditional recipes with a vintage twist. And today we are going to make a sauerkraut quiche. If you like sauerkraut or if you like quiche, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into it.
The first step in making any quiche is partially baking the shell by preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 205 degrees Celsius. You may use a store-bought crust or make your own. I have a delightful buttery pie dough recipe that you'll find linked below in the show notes. If you're going the homemade route, use a 9-inch pie plate. Line the shell with a square of parchment paper or tin foil and fill it with pie weights or dried beans. Keep the shell in the fridge or freezer until the oven is ready if using an all-butter crust to keep it cold. Bake the shell for 8 to 10 minutes, then lift out the weights and prick the bottom with a fork to prevent it from puffing up too much. Then return it to the oven for another 2 to 3 minutes until the crust begins to shrink back from the sides. This step can be done well in advance to cut down on prep time for an easy lunch or dinner. If you choose to make everything at the same time, reduce the oven temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius once the shell is out of the oven. Meanwhile, add the bacon to a large skillet. When the bacon starts sizzling, add the onions. Once these are softened, the sauerkraut, white wine, and bay leaf can go in. Stir it around occasionally, letting it simmer until the liquid has evaporated. While the kraut mixture cooks on the stove, whisk the cream and eggs together in a large bowl with a pinch of nutmeg. Gradually stir in the bacon kraut, then pour it into the prepared shell. Top the quiche with grated cheese and dot it with pea-sized bits of butter. Then transfer it to the oven for 25 to 30 minutes until it's set and the cheese is melty and golden. I recommend letting the quiche cool for 15 to 30 minutes before serving. Enjoy it with a zippy green salad, fermented vegetables, or at a brunch table for a delicious meal. Bon appetit!
Before creating this recipe, I'd never had sauerkraut quiche before, but I'm always making sauerkraut. I love quiche, and I thought, why not mix the two together? I'm usually against the idea of cooking raw sauerkraut because you have all these benefits, and when you cook down the sauerkraut, you kind of kill some of that bacteria and enzymes that you want working for you. But I mean, this is such a tasty dish, and if you do have sauerkraut at home, definitely give this a try. I hope you give this video a thumbs up, and if you are new to the kitchen, I hope you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so that you never miss an episode of the kitchen. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye! Look at this. This is what happens when you have toddlers and you leave your pie crust on the counter to warm up a little bit. They take a giant bite.